our second presenter tonight, the second of 8 innovators who are in the Innovation Crossroads program at Oak Ridge National Laboratory today, is Anna Douglas with SkyNano Technologies. Anna?
So good evening. I'm Anna Douglas, and my company is SkyNano. Elemental carbon is known as the building block of life. However, carbon's most oxidized form, carbon dioxide, has become arguably the most significant societal challenge our generation will face. As the world population grows and becomes more industrialized, we emit more and more carbon dioxide every year. And although we recycle a lot of our waste today, the cost and energy required to recycle carbon dioxide into useful products is prohibitively high. But what if we could change that energy balance? What if we could actually transform carbon dioxide, currently viewed as a problematic waste, into the materials, devices, and technologies of the future? And what if we could do this in a profitable way? Well, SkyNano is doing exactly that. We've developed a technology to capture and convert atmospheric carbon dioxide into all carbon structures that are the basis for many next-generation technologies. We like to say SkyNano is building the building blocks, and we're using a freely available waste as our feedstock to do so. Our technology can produce a variety of carbon structures, but our first product is carbon nanotubes due to their proven market demand, high economic value, and our ability to produce them at a fraction of current costs. The reason we can enter this market at a very competitive standpoint is because of a huge problem in the way we make carbon nanotubes today. Today, we use high vacuum and pressure gas flow systems, which are extremely expensive, inefficient, and really don't scale well for producing these materials. This leads to extremely high costs for the materials that stunt commercial adoption to basically only defense and aerospace applications. However, with SkyNano's technology, we can leverage the precision of electrochemistry, the scalability of an open system, and extremely low-cost materials to make carbon nanotubes at extremely low costs using only CO2 and electricity. So we can enter this market at a very competitive standpoint with a lot of advantages over our competitors who are fragmented by price, purity, and minimum volume order. You see up here, the star is where we plan to play. This is our entry point with price. And the reason we're able to do this is because we're the only technology or only company that uses this scalable technology. The product opportunities for these materials are really limitless, but our first targeted markets include faster charging batteries, transparent conductive films, which are cheap and efficient, tires that last longer and use less fuel, and coatings with enhanced functionality, such as de-icing for drones and airplanes. This all leads to a very sizable market opportunity, which we've divided into phases based on people's carbon nanotube adoption readiness for different industries. We see about a $6.7 billion industry opportunity for the immediate, based on the applications that I mentioned on the slide before. But beyond that, there's about a $100 billion opportunity for sort of next generation technologies to use carbon nanotubes, which is a little bit longer time horizons. We've developed a team perfectly positioned to take this technology forward. My co-founder, Carrie, and I are co-inventors of the underlying technology, and together bring nearly 20 years of experience in nanotech. Our resident chemist, Michael, is here to help us scale our chemistry, and we recently recruited Anna to help us scale our systems-level engineering. I'd like to note that my co-founder, Carrie, actually graduated from the Rice Lab at the Smalley Lab at Rice University, which is really the birthplace for nanocarbon. Since demonstrating proof of concept for large diameter carbon nanotubes, we've spent the last year really developing this technology to produce smaller diameter carbon nanotubes, which are much more valuable to our customers. We also have identified target markets and early adopters. From that, we're actually right now developing a benchtop pilot scale or benchtop reactor, which will be able to supply samples to first customers. And from that, we'll develop a pilot plant. We're able to fund our first 3 milestones through the Innovation Crossroads program, where we're able to totally de-risk our design process within the lab by iterating through reactor designs until we exit the lab with a tested and validated benchtop reactor. After that, we'll be seeking private funding to help us with that transition in the next 3 milestones. With that, I'd like to sort of summarize with SkyNano. We're building the building blocks for next generation technologies with the value propositions of low cost, which overcomes market barriers and increases market opportunities, a team with unparalleled leadership in this area, and the ability to scale quickly in response to customer demand. And this is really critical because we're the only technology that can do this. And I'd like to leave you with this. Every advanced material that has shaped our modern society, such as plastics or carbon fiber, started out as being pretty expensive until markets demanded otherwise. Carbon nanotubes have been 2 years away from revolutionizing every device around you for the last 25 years. But we should demand better. SkyNano now has the technology to bring these materials to mass markets at industrially relevant prices. Thank you.